Hello everybody, how's it going? So today I'm doing a video on something that everyone should carry on their person, either in their backpack or at least have in every vehicle that they own, and that's an extremity tourniquet. In the event of an injury, where you've got severe bleeding from a limb or even a severed limb, often you, a family member, or even a stranger can bleed out before medical assistance arrives. Putting a tourniquet on either yourself or anyone else for that matter can buy some time or save a life. Don't confuse this with an IFAK or an individual first aid kit, which the name implies. This is customized for you to be used on you and not everybody else. You see this unit I have here that's on this battle belt. This has a couple tourniquets in it. It's got bandages. It's got an Israeli bandage. It's got gloves. It has all sorts of other things for first aid and trauma, but it is not a small kit that you can keep in the door of your car or on your person in case you encounter some severe bleeding. So like I said, although this IFAK contains tourniquets, I'm talking about a more compact kit that is dedicated solely to hemorrhage control on a limb. So, if you do industrial work, farming, law enforcement, logging, extreme sports, if you're into archery, hunting, or shooting, or let's just say even you're a CCW permit holder, you should have a kit similar on this, on your person, or you might not get to it in time. I'm not a trained medical professional, a medic or a paramedic of any sort, so this video is not going to show you how to use a tourniquet. So please investigate some formal training, or at least search here on YouTube for some basic instruction on how to apply a tourniquet. Again, this is something I put together, and your kit may be different than mine. And I'll go through some of the items. I'll list them below here in the video, so that you can see the description. You can find some of these pieces on Amazon. So let's get to this kit. To start, this pouch right here is a VooDoo tactical zipper bag. It's available for about 12 bucks on Amazon. It measures about 4.5 inches wide and 7.5 inches tall. And when it's stuffed right here, it's about 2.5 inches thick. It's got a mesh slot in the front, and this is about 4 inches square. You could put a business card or something in here, in case you set this thing down, or some information. Again, this area is about 4x4 square. It's got a 3x2 area on here. You could attach a Velcro patch. I got this one separately that I put on there to show that it's a medical bag. On the back, it's got a set of straps that you can attach it to Molly if you wanted to. It also has a small little grab handle, so you can carry it, clip it to a carabiner, if you had to hoist it to anybody or lower it to anybody. So basically, that's the bag there. So let's go over what is inside here. Okay, so the left panel you see here, it's got a large 3.5 by 5 inch pocket. And what I've got stuffed in behind here is just a regular bandana. I put it in a Ziploc bag to keep it clean. But a bandana is good for so many things, either wiping your hands, stopping some bleeding. It just comes in handy. So that's what I stuffed in behind there. On this left panel too, you'll see that it's got 5 slots to secure pens. I've got my medical scissors stuffed in here, and a Sharpie. Sharpie's needed so you can mark the time you secured the tourniquet, and of course the set of medical scissors to cut away any garments that are in the way. If you've got a pair of pants that are around by where the hemorrhaging is, those are probably okay, but if you had to cut away any of the loose clothing, it's good to have a pair of these cheap scissors in there. These 6-inch medical scissors are on Amazon for about 10 bucks, and they fit in here nicely. Don't get the 7.5 inch scissors, but get a pair of 5.5 or 6 inch scissors, and they'll fit in here just fine. The right slot over here It has, let me take these out of the way here. It's got 2 slots in here. Each of these slots in here are about 1 3/4 wide and about 5 inches long. I believe the newer version of this bag has got kind of a drawstring bag on this side here, so it doesn't have the 2 small vertical sections. And these 2 slots I folded and I keep in here. These are Caring ABD 5 by 9 inch pads, and these are about $9 on Amazon for a box of 25 of them. These are good also to shove in a hole that's hemorrhaging or bleeding. It's good to have just a little something here to soak up any blood. So that's what I have on both sides over here. I also have 2 sets of surgical latex gloves. They're inside these small little Ziploc bags. These gloves are available on Amazon for about $9 for a pack of 100. Good to have at home. Put in your glove box. I change these out every now and then as they tend to get stiff and old, and I'll just throw them in the trash. So a couple of bags of nylon gloves are good. So, okay, last but not least, the tourniquet itself. So there are basically 2 types of tourniquets out there that are recommended. They're a SOFTT or a cat style. This one happens to be a SOFTT wide unit. So it's a SOFTT-W, which means that the strap is wider than the standard unit. This one's about 2 inches across. I have both types of tourniquets. I've got cat tourniquets as well as SOFTT in here. And they both work well and are combat proven. The cat uses a composite plastic windlass. The one that's on here you'll see is an aluminum one, but the cat uses a composite plastic windlass and secures a strap around the limb. You buckle it onto itself, and then it has Velcro that holds it in place. Then you turn the windlass to get the strap tight. This SOFTT shown here uses an aircraft aluminum windlass. It's a bit stronger, than the plastic one. A little bit longer in length versus the cat, and uses a clip to secure the strap around the limb, which you pull tight, turn the windlass to get the strap tight. So I've refolded this tourniquet to a lower profile from how it arrives. It comes about 2 inches thick, and by refolding it, you can get it down about 1 inch thick, which fits better inside this pouch. So I'll put a link below that shows how to fold the tourniquet into this lower profile. Again, getting into a more compact area and getting as low profile as possible makes the whole pouch smaller. So again, I got both types. They both work great. It's just a personal preference. One thing I'll tell you is that beware of some inferior products that are out there you can purchase on Amazon. They are Chinese type knockoffs. Or fakes, we'll call them, and they're not recommended. If you're going to purchase a SOFTT unit, only purchase this from Tactical Medical Solutions. It's about $34 on Amazon, and again, watch for imitations. If you're going to get like a cat type unit, only purchase these from North American Rescue. Those are about $28 on Amazon, and again, watch for the imitations. And like I said before, I'll put links to these products below. Please take some time to research how to properly use a tourniquet, how to properly place it between the wound and the heart to control the hemorrhaging. I've been taught or told to place a tourniquet on a singular bone, high and tight, which means either high up on the arm, way up on the arm or the humerus, as opposed to low, below the elbow over the radius and ulna, as it may not stay tight. So if you've got a lot of hemorrhaging, low here on the arm, I would still make sure that you put it up high up on the humerus, easier on a single bone. When it comes to the leg, again, high up on the leg, up on your thigh, way up on the femur, as opposed to low, below the knee or over the tibia and fibula, as it may not stay tight. So again, high and tight. So it's pretty self-explanatory after that. Tighten it until the bleeding stops. You really want to crank it down. It's going to be really unpleasant. I'm sure the person if you're putting on yourself or somebody else, it's going to be an unpleasant situation anyway. So, please crank it down pretty tight. You want to make sure that you don't feel a pulse, below the tourniquet. And then again, monitor the wound to make sure the bleeding is stopped, and as their condition improves and their blood pressure goes up, you got to make sure you monitor that so that it doesn't continue to bleed. Once you've secured the tourniquet, use a Sharpie. I've been taught to mark a T on the person's forehead along with the time that you applied the tourniquet. So make sure that when medical professionals, get the patient and get you, they can see the time. Of course, if it's on yourself, you should apply it to the arm of the affected area. Write down T on there for tourniquet and put down the time that you applied the tourniquet. So, many years ago I was taught that you need to release the tourniquet every so often to let the blood flow out from the wound. But this doesn't appear to be the case these days. Although you don't want to leave the tourniquet on for hours and hours, if possible, both military and civilian experiences have shown that tourniquet can be left in place for hours until the patient reaches a trauma center or a care site. Using a tourniquet is never an ideal situation, but they do want you to, make sure that you get the thing installed, you get it put on tight, and stops the bleeding. Like I said, tourniquets are not, a great situation, but it's better to show up to a family event missing a limb rather than not, show up at all. So, it's your choice, but I get that tourniquet on as soon as possible. So anyway, that's really about it. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video, found the information useful, and as always, please like or dislike, leave a comment below, and subscribe. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.